Was it my turn to start it?
Sure, you can do whatever you want, young lady. It's Christmas after all. You have to talk to the microphone, though. Hi, microphone. That's what I mean. We're live.
3, 2, 1. No. No. Start over.
Okay, go ahead.
3.
You can go.
Hi, welcome to the Rachel and Travis show.
You didn't do the 3, 2, 1.
I did.
You did the 3.
2, 1.
Okay.
Go.
Well, hello everybody. We're back again. Episode 11, 2020.
Episode 11, really?
Yeah, episode 11.
It doesn't
Yep.
feel like it's been that many weeks. Well, it's been more than that too, right? Because we had a couple weeks where we skipped and stuff.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy. I mean, it's kind of we kind of are doing it faster than D&D. Because D&D we're on episode 20, and we're already on episode 11.
Yeah, because we took a massive break for D&D when we moved.
Yeah, that's weird.
And also D&D we've had to skip, and then it's not like we make up that episode.
Right.
Whereas we've been doing double episodes if we have to skip.
Right. That's true. Yeah, because I'm trying to think. I'm like, well, how does that make any sense? But yeah, we have been doing double episodes of this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And we've been pretty on top of the podcast. Today we figured out that we should be, edit the title of some podcast. Very, very professional.
Remember this time to edit the episode number on the screen?
I did remember that, so that's good. So as you guys know, we have our new format that we kind of do for the podcast. So if you guys are liking it, let us know. Unfortunately, there's no Q&As, but somebody did ask in the stream the other day. They said, how did you and Travis meet and how long ago was it? And I said, I think 5 or 6 years ago or something. That's about right?
It was literally in our vows how long ago we met. It was 5 years ago to the day of our wedding.
Yeah, exactly. So I was right.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I was right.
5 or 6.
5 or 6. At first, somebody said, how long have you and your wife been married? Or how long have you and your wife known each other? And I interpreted it as, how long have you guys been married for? And I said, about maybe about 5 months or so. And they're like, you got married after meeting each other for a month? And everybody in chat started laughing. And everyone's like, yep, they met each other after a month. And we're like, yep, we're good. We can get married now. Anyways. And so I said, the whole story about how we met downtown, at a bar and stuff, which is really weird because you're out of place there and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's not my scene.
Yeah.
It never was, really.
Yeah, but basically we were at a bar and then we danced and Rachel liked me and was hounding me for my number and I was like, stop.
I'm gonna wait for him to stop and then I'll tell the real story.
I already told the story on the stream, so.
I never heard it though, so I don't know if it's the right one.
Sure. I said that we were at the bar and then we were dancing and stuff like that and then I left and then you told our one friends to give me your number.
Yeah.
And that's how it went.
Yeah, it was my sister's birthday and it was your friend's birthday.
Yeah.
And
Pippin's birthday.
Yeah.
If
Nick,
you watch D&D.
Nick. And my little sister has had this friend since childhood that I've known since she was 4 years old.
Yeah.
That so happened to be dating Travis's best friend. So I never knew Travis before this or anything. But because I was downtown for my sister's birthday, her good friend came and brought her boyfriend. And Travis was there along with Nick and everyone. So we kind of our groups met.
Yeah.
And yeah. I think you asked me to come or dance with you and
probably
Dan and Darian and everyone. And we danced for one song because I hate downtown and it was so crowded and busy. And I was just I gotta go sit down. And then I went and sat down and then you guys left to go somewhere else. And you were like, you should come with us. And I was like, no, I'm going home.
Yeah.
And you're like, don't go anywhere. I'm coming back or something like that. And then you... I left.
We did come back, though.
You did end up coming back, but I was gone already.
Yeah.
And I gave my number to my sister's friend who knew or is now married to your best friend.
Yeah. If you wouldn't have gave her that number, nothing would have happened.
I know. And it's funny because I know people say, I never do this thing. I literally, have never done that before.
Yeah.
But I was like, you know what? Like, we didn't really get a chance to talk. He seemed nice, and, like, Darian, our friend, said that you were really nice. Like, she was like, oh, yeah, he's Dan's best friend. He's a really good guy, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, like, what harm? Like, we'll just text a little bit, and then if he seems weird, like, I'll just...
Yeah, and then you text me, and I seemed weird.
Yeah,
and then
big mistake.
Yeah. I was like, I'll give you jelly bellies if you hang out with me.
Yeah.
And you're like, I do like jelly beans.
I do like candy.
Yeah. Yeah, you want candy? Candy to hang out with me? And that's so we'll count that as a Q&A.
That's the story.
Yeah, we have one person that I've been trying to ask for like the Q&As, but I think they've been busy and stuff. Once again, our guest is Saber again. Hi, Saber. How are you doing today? Oh, God, leave me alone. Oh, hey, guys. Hey, podcast people. Saber here. Just want to say hello and goodbye. I'm going to bed.
Just gotta go back to sleep.
So for the news segment, I think I did the news segment last time.
Which one?
What?
Which news segment?
The news segment where we had the news in. Remember last week I said I brought it up and then you said something, and then wait, I think I did I think I did. I'll let you do the topic for the news. I have one if you don't have one.
The news topic of the day, I will say, is today I woke up at,
oh my God,
like, I don't know, 7:30. I usually get up around 7:30 or 8 on Saturdays. And do you know those alerts you get on your phone? I don't know if all of you get those, but here in Canada, you get like Amber Alerts and stuff on your phone, and it'll come up and it like beeps really loud, and it says like, keep an eye out, emergency, blah, blah, blah. So I saw that there was one of those on my phone, and I just assumed it was an Amber Alert, and I was reading it, but it said, I wish I would have screenshot it. It said, Pickering, Ontario, like, emergency alert. The nuclear power plant has, like, declared an emergency or something like that. If you're within so many kilometers of the plant, this affects you or something. And I was like, excuse me? We're not within that.
No.
Like, it's near Toronto, and we're further south than that.
But still,
it's within our province. Like, it's not... Yeah. It's only about 4 hours away. Like, it's not that far.
No, it'd be bad.
So I kind of, like, for a second was like, I don't even know if this is real. And then I kind of just, like, flashed through your mind. Like, I was like, oh, God, it's like Chernobyl. Like, what if it's really bad? Or, like, a meltdown. And why is nobody saying anything? Like, why don't I have any messages? Why did no one call me, like, to warn me? Or
no, yeah.
I don't know. But then very shortly after, there was another one that came through that was like, whoops, that was a mistake.
I read something really briefly online, and it basically said that they brought, like, experts in, like, super fast, and were like, what's going on? And then they're like, nothing's wrong. And apparently what happened was, like, a few hours before that, they had a power glitch, and, like, the power glitch, and, like, that was it. And then shortly after that, they sent out the thing. So people were like, it's a power glitch. Oh, my God, there's a power glitch. And then now it's like... So people were probably like, the power just went out temporarily. And then we got a message on our phone saying that there's an issue. Imagine the people in Toronto.
But that's kind of crazy that that's all it takes to send out an emergency message to all of the province is a power glitch.
No. The power glitch happened. And then somebody hit the button accidentally to send it out.
It's just kind of dumb.
I know.
It was like, remember when that thing happened in Hawaii?
Well, I don't think it's rather dumb. I think it's good because then you know that they have the thing there.
Yeah, but it just like scares people. And then you're like, whoopsie, my finger slipped.
Okay, yeah.
Remember when that thing happened in Hawaii where they, it was last year or something, and everyone got a similar thing, like an emergency alert thing that said that there was missiles headed for the island and to take immediate cover.
What the hell?
Do you remember that?
No.
Oh my God. People were like, there's videos of people literally taking their children and putting them into those... Like, you know those manholes in the ground that go into the sewer? Like, climbing into them with their children, and everyone's, like, screaming and running.
What the hell?
And it turned out to be like, whoopsie, finger slipped.
Oh, my God.
And this was right after, like...
Some guy eating, like, a Big Mac and, like, accidentally, like, puts his elbow on, like, the wrong keyboard.
And this was what's worse, is it was right after there was some sort of thing where... It was like, remember when there was like back and forth with North Korea last year? It was like right during that time. So people were like, well,
that's crazy. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was crazy. And then it was like, oh, just kidding. And there's like videos of people like running out of their work buildings, like screaming, like trying to find cover.
So my news segment is actually kind of like interesting because I don't really know much about it, but I kind of like read a little bit about it. It's how the Meghan Markle and Prince...
Oh, I'm shocked that's your news story.
And Prince... oh my God. I always like mix them up. But you know,
Harry.
Yeah, Prince Harry decided that they're going to step down a little bit and they're just going to basically go into their normal lives.
Yeah, I don't blame them.
And people are like freaking out. They're like, how could you do that? Like, blah, blah, blah. What's the reasoning? And basically the reason is because they can kind of sustain themselves. And so like a lot of people are kind of like, so what's going to happen at this point? And so basically what they want to do is they still want to like they don't want to just be like 100% royalty. They want to basically still have like they basically want to still have. Want to close the door real quick? Sorry, I'm gonna. Every time we do this, the heat kicks on, and it's like, are you warm enough down there? But meanwhile, our house is like literally like 500 degrees as it is. It's not 500 degrees. Saber, what were you eating? All right, back to new segment 3.7. So basically, Meghan Markle, who's from the TV show Suits, got married to Prince Harry, and I don't know if you guys know that or care, but they are deciding that they don't want to be 100% royalty. They basically want to. People are calling it half and half, where they want to be like they still want to be like considered royalty, but they don't want to just be only like doing like behind the scenes stuff. So they kind of want to live their life, sustain themselves, and not really ask for money from from what I'm hearing, they don't want to ask for money from the government. So the way that like royalty works is every year they get a certain amount of like allowance to spend, and they want to basically exclude themselves from that.
They want to be financially independent because that will give them more freedom to do what they want to do. Because right now, well, not right now, but before right now, because they were financially dependent on like the crown, they had to do everything that they were being told to do. And he is something like, he's not close in line. He's like 10th in line or something. It's like his dad, his brother's 3 kids, like so like he's never going to be the king.
People are like, oh well, you like what the heck? This is the same thing that happened like a long time ago, and it's not the same thing at all. Which I don't know why people are getting angry about. So obviously, if you guys watched The Crown, basically the original king that was supposed to take place after the one king was like there. So let me explain it. So there was a king that was supposed to take the crown, and he said, I don't want to. I want to go and I want to live with my wife and I want to have a normal life. And everyone like thought he was like this like jerk for saying it and all this stuff.
It was because he wanted to marry his girlfriend, but she had already been divorced. Right. And it was not allowed that you could marry someone who's had a divorce.
I didn't want to get too far into it, but anyways.
Anyway, and so basically he was like, either you let me marry her or I'll leave. And they were like, well, we're not going to let you marry her, so he left.
Yeah, so because of that, people were like comparing it to that, saying like, oh, it's so similar, but it's not at all. Like, it's so far completely like 950 degrees away from that.
Well, what's crazy is that Meghan Markle has been divorced.
Yeah.
And so she's the first one who, like, they allowed in the family. And also she's the first, like, mixed race member of the royal family.
Yeah.
And,
But
they've treated her horribly, which is another reason that they want to leave.
Oh, I haven't read that much.
Yeah, they're, like, really bad to her. Like, the press and everything, they're really terrible to her.
I think the press is terrible to everybody.
Yeah, but, like, they're not nice to her because they like attack her family because she doesn't come from royalty, right? Mm-hmm. Like usually, or like nobility or something, right? Like usually, traditionally, they've always married someone who is somewhat of importance, like a duchess or a blah 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 something, right?
Yeah.
But she was like an actress from the States, and she's, like she had this whole past life, and she's been married before. Like they're just have been really terrible to her, and the press is crazy over there, especially with the royal family, and like. His mom died from paparazzi, like, causing a car accident. And he said...
Whose mom?
Harry. His mom is Princess Diana.
Oh, right, yeah.
So he has said in interviews, like, I watched what happened to my mother, and I can see it happening to my wife. And, like, I don't want any part of that.
Yeah.
So, like, I think they're just trying to, like, protect their family and have a normal life.
Which is good. I mean, do what you want, do what you think is right, and do what you want. But anyway, so that's like one of the bigger news things, because it doesn't really affect anybody, but mainly people are kind of, because like it doesn't have any effect. It just basically, if you think about it, they should say, hey, less money going to the crown.
You would think, but it probably won't be. They'll just redistribute that money to
right,
people.
Exactly. So that's the thing, is like some people are saying like, oh, they already have enough money, which probably like I'm sure they do, but like
she was an actress. I'm sure she's got lots of money saved.
Yeah. And
he was in the military. And like high up in the military. I'm sure he has his own savings also.
So it's kind of like this thing, but at the same time, it's not like.
And they're starting charities. And all that kind of stuff.
It's.
I don't know. I don't care. Go for it.
Exactly.
They're going to be living 50-50. They said so. They'll be living in Canada
and America. Oh no, Canada and the United Kingdom.
Yeah, because she's like filmed here, and
so because
who
like
knows in Canada.
So they came to like Toronto. They came to Toronto or Vancouver. I forget where it was. and everyone's like, they're buying a house here, like everyone get excited. I forget where it was, and I think they were just visiting for like a day.
They were here a little while ago doing charity work.
Yeah.
And visiting for Christmas.
Yeah, and
they came here for their honeymoon too. They came to Canada for their honeymoon, but they went to Whistler, I think, or Banff.
I forget where it was.
I think it was maybe Banff. I don't know, but I can see them probably more so that direction, somewhere beautiful. And
and it was funny because
remote.
everyone was like, "This is so cool! Like they're gonna live in Canada. Like who would have thought?"
Well, we're part of the monarchy,
kind
of, right?
I know.
It makes sense.
But yeah. We gotta ask our phones for the fact of the day.
I'm sorry.
So, okay. It's okay. So
he opens his phone.
I open my phone and there's a GIF of a raccoon drinking water. And it's
the first thing on his screen.
I don't know if I can show it to the camera because
You guys can't see this unless you're watching the
you have to
Patreon video.
But
This is the first thing I see.
Look at this freaking raccoon drinking the water. It's this new GIF that somebody had on Reddit, and
why is that the first thing you have open?
Because I was gonna send
Look at his teeth.
I was gonna send it on my Twitter, but like I'm so thirsty, I need a drink.
Look at his teeth.
Yeah, no.
Cute.
All right, let's that. So random fact of the day.
Just put fact of the day.
Yeah. Sorry, Google usually has it. What the heck, Google? Google did it last time.
Just say, okay.
Okay, Google. What's the fact of the day?
Let's get fact of the day.
Oh, God.
Here is your fact. To testify was based on men in the Roman court swearing to a statement made by swearing on their testicles. Would you like another?
What? So the fact of the day was
the word testify.
Check out our
It's fine. I don't want to hear that anymore. The word testify was based on men in the Roman court swearing to a statement made by swearing on their testicles. Would you like another fact? Is what they said. That is so crazy. What? That's nuts. I don't know about that. Anyways,
you don't know about that?
That's
I don't
so
think that
that's
Google's
so
lying.
weird. Yeah. Well, now I should probably just download like an app that I should download an app that like gives me a random fact of the day or something.
You'll get them every day.
Yeah, I will. Like that app that I had yesterday of the beer thing. That's fine. But what's your story of the day?
My story of the day is, speaking of the Google, I was trying to use my Google Mini. Travis got me a Google Mini for Christmas because I like to listen to podcasts while I cook. And for some reason it can't find certain podcasts. Like I can ask it to play something on Google Podcasts and it works just fine. And then I ask for another one and it's like, we can't find that. But I've been listening to this one and it'll play the most recent episode, but it won't play if I say like, play season 2, episode 3. It's like, now continuing where you left off at the most recent episode. I'm like, no, I haven't listened to that one. It goes like right to the most recent released one. And usually I can say like, go back one episode and it will, but it wasn't doing it. And I was getting so annoyed and I kept just like yelling at it, being like, no, stop, play blah, blah, blah. And it's like silence. And then it starts playing something. And I was like, oh my God, it's that stupid song that Travis keeps playing to torture me.
I love this song.
And he was in the bedroom listening to me struggle with this, and then he like took over the speaker and played it. It's that
Puppies Are Forever by Sia.
And I keep telling it, I'm like, never play this song again. And it's like, okay, I've noted that. And then Travis just plays it anyways.
Yeah, it's really funny. It's like Puppies Are Forever.
It's so
not just for Christmas.
It's a terrible song.
Yeah, I really like it.
No, it's terrible.
So originally people on my stream were talking about it and they're like, you should listen to the song. And I'm like, yeah, the entire album's like really, really good. If you haven't heard the song, listen to it. It's a really good Christmas album.
I disagree.
I don't know if I have a story of the day because it's really early. It's like 11. Maybe a story of the week, if
Literally
anything.
almost the afternoon. It's really early.
It's really early. I don't think I have one. Maybe if I think of...
Do you have a story from yesterday? Oh, I have another story. Last night, Travis was screaming in my ear in his sleep.
Yeah.
Like, sleep screaming.
Yeah.
He does sleep talking all the time, but last night it was, like, yelling, and he must have been having very vivid dreams.
That's because I had a cheeseburger before... here's my story. Why are all McDonald's never have the ice cream machine working?
Yeah.
It's this. We had this brand new McDonald's that opened up around the corner, and like literally the ice cream machine has been down twice. And I was like, I went in there. I'm like, hi, can I have a sundae? She's like, our ice cream machine's actually currently spitting ice cream at us, so it's not working right now. And I was like, I'll just get a double cheeseburger.
Same thing, right?
So.
It's not like we have ice cream at home.
Yeah. What was my thing? What was my theory upstairs that I talked? Oh, so this morning, every time we get up for breakfast, sometimes I'm either really hungry or I'm like super like full from the night before, and I'm like, I just want to have air for breakfast. And I said to Rachel, I said, what would happen if like if everybody just had the same food and we never knew anything otherwise? Like you had your water, you had your meat, you had your veggies, and you had your bread, and like everybody ate the same thing. Nobody knew of any other thing. And like I'm like, I feel like we would be a lot healthier because we wouldn't need to have all these other things. Like, yeah, it would be bland, but we wouldn't know about it. You know what I mean? So I was like, I'm like, I don't know why we don't do that. But too late now. It's already a thing.
Because we know otherwise.
Yeah, I know.
You would last 24 hours and you'd be like,
no, but you wouldn't know that, right? It's like one of those things like if aliens were like around that living on Earth, you'd be like, what would it be like if aliens didn't live with us? You know what I mean? So, what's your movie that you want to talk about?
We watched this week. We finished the Robin Hood movie.
Yep.
Right?
Which we talked about. Yeah, we talked about it last time, yeah.
Oh, I couldn't remember if we'd finished it before or not. And I chose, Travis had never seen it, The Sword and the Stone, the Disney one.
Yeah, really good movie.
Pretty funny. Like, I hadn't seen it in a while, and I kind of had to look it up to remember. I'm like, is this the one where Merlin turns him into a squirrel? And it was, and it does hold up. It's very cute.
Yeah, honestly, probably one of the older movies that are actually still funny and, like, really good. I fell asleep near the end of it, but that's just because I normally fall asleep during movies.
Yeah, I was just going to say that's not abnormal.
No.
You fall asleep during most movies at some point. It was very cute, though, and I'm happy that it's as good as I remember it being when I was a kid.
So we actually watched a show called Cheer recently. I don't know if we talked about it before on the last podcast. I don't know.
No, we really just started watching it.
But we basically binge watched the crap out of it, and it's if you ever watched Last Chance U on Netflix, Last Chance U we talked about it before, where they film football, like junior college people. Mm-hmm. This is about the cheerleaders, but that they go into like cheerleading, like NCA, I think it's called. National Cheerleading Association, and they follow them around there, and like it's really, really good. And I really liked it. I thought it was really good. I'm excited for them to do like a season 2. It's very emotional because like you see how like these kids are actually like listening and like they actually care. When I feel like when you're watching Last Chance U, like the football players, they just make fun of the coach the entire time. They're like talking shit to each other, and like it's. You kind of like you want them to win, but at the same time you're like, I feel like these kids need to lose in order to kind of like find like they're like, you know what I mean, to kind of bounce back and be like, okay, maybe we need to work on something. Whereas like this is like they're actually listening, you know, they're trying their hardest and they're like respecting each other, and it's like really, really good. I like it a lot. If you've never seen Cheer, you should really watch it. It's got a really good ending to it as well too.
I liked like the backstories of everyone. It's like a documentary. It's not fiction.
No.
And just seeing kind of where everyone came from and their like home lives and their struggles, and it just makes it like rewarding when you see them do well. I like it. It was good.
Yeah, I liked it. We also watched...
And also, I didn't realize, like, I mean, I guess if you thought about it, you'd realize, but I didn't realize how bad their injuries could be.
Yeah.
Like, watching them just fall off of the top of a pyramid and, like, pop their elbow out. Ugh.
So they were saying how the whole story is, near the end of it, was that when you hear the word sorority, apparently that's, like, copyrighted and, like, owned. And I didn't know that it... Varsity. So, not sorority. Varsity.
Like, what?
The word varsity is like a company.
Yes.
And they're like a multi-billion-dollar company. And basically what they do is like, because Netflix wanted to go there and film, and they said, no, you can't do it.
They wanted to go to the
so they had
final
to like
competition.
They had to like cut scenes from like random like iPhones and like that were there and stuff. Mm-hmm. And it was actually kind of crazy to think of, because they were like, well, we want to find like we want to be able to like record this and show it to people, and they're like, no, you can't do that. So they had to get their own footage and stuff. It was crazy. But anyways, yeah, so that was kind of interesting to see. We also watched A Murder on the Orient Express, which I thought it was good. I kind of figured out exactly, literally 10 minutes in, I'm like, as soon as like they like it says like there was 12 stabbings, I'm like, everybody did it. Sorry for spoilers if you didn't. But anyways, and I was like, oh, everybody did it. Then like near the end, they're like, you couldn't all do this by yourself. You're all murderers. Now, one ending that I think would have been really good is if this is what I was thinking. The ending should have been like this. They get to the end, and he's like, okay, you know what? You all just, because basically, and he's like, you know what? You're all, because it was a big coincidence where basically there was a something that happened like a long time ago, and he's like, why is everybody on this train? It's like such a coincidence that they're all here together, and they're like, well, they're all here to murder this one guy. And basically they killed somebody and they got away with it because he was like, you know what, like that guy did some really bad stuff and he deserved to die. But my ending would have been he gets off the train.
Who's he?
The detective. He gets off the train and he's like, oh, he's like blah 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 blah, like talks about it, and he's like he like talks to some guy, and he realizes
to what guy?
And he realizes that the reason why he was on that train is because the guy that was the conductor of the train, like made his boat like get delayed, so he would end up on a train, and when he was on the train, he would then tell the police that like everything happened for a reason and get away with it, and it wasn't all those people's that they weren't planning to murder him, but that he put him on the train to murder him. That's what I would have thought. Cool.
I literally do not understand what you just said.
It's fine, don't worry about it. It makes sense to me because I understand. If you watched the movie recently, it would make a lot of sense, and I would have been like, whoa, that would have been such a better ending, because basically the way what I would like to have been is that all those people didn't mean to murder the guy, like they weren't planning on it, but the conductor had it out for the guy like a lot more. But
how did they all get on the train?
Because the conductor was like doing like a trial run of like the train, right? Wasn't he?
And he invited all these specific people,
so
and none of them realized that they all flew across the country to Istanbul.
Anyways, regardless, the movie was okay. I thought it was probably, if I had to rate it, I'd probably give it a 6 out of 10. Rachel didn't seem to like it though.
No, I didn't like it from the beginning. It felt very like forced comedy, like they were trying to be like, haha, look how quirky and weird he is. Look at his silly mustache. And then like Johnny Depp came in and I was like,
oh my god, as soon as Johnny Depp came in, we both looked at each other and we paused and we're like, and Rachel's like, do you still want to watch this? I was like, I don't know. It's such a weird thing why everybody hates Johnny Depp. I don't know.
Well, I think that he's not a very good actor. All his characters are very over the top and his acting is all like goofy.
I feel bad.
And also he's just a bad person in real life.
I feel bad because like they brought him in Harry Potter, and like when you go to Harry Potter like reviews, they're like, why is Grindelwald freaking Johnny Depp? Like that was the worst.
He's too much of a character actor that you can't I don't know.
I prefer, honestly, when they take actors that nobody's ever seen. Like, I love new actors. I don't know why they don't take actors and actresses from, like, different things and just put them in. Because
people like
relate,
to see the people that they like. And I know not everyone, but a lot of people are like, I love Orlando Bloom. I go see every one of his movies. Like, it's a crowd drawer.
I know.
You know?
It's just that for me, I like seeing new faces because I feel like whenever I do, I'm like, this feels like a new movie. It feels like, stuff like that.
The only thing I've ever liked Johnny Depp in was What's Eating Gilbert Grape, and that's like very old.
Yeah.
But I haven't really liked any of his new stuff, and then also he's a bad person in real life, and I just don't want to watch his movies. But anyway, and then I felt like it was like the plot line was just kind of dumb. And I didn't care about any of the characters, and
6 out of 10.
I would give it like a 3.
Yeah, I liked it.
And the ending was so stupid. It was like, okay, you just went through this whole thing, and now he's gonna have like a 15-minute long monologue where he's just walking around looking sad, and all the passengers are like looking out the window.
I thought that it was gonna be like actually. I thought it was. I already knew how it was gonna end because I could tell. I'm like 12 people on the plane, 12 stabbings, or on the train. 12 stabbings makes sense. But, like, I would have liked it to go, like, where, like, just when you thought that you were out of the woods, you dropped your pen on the ground, and I realized that you were blah, blah, blah. And, like, it went to, like a course of, like, him figuring it out. But, like, really, it wasn't like that at all. So
they made it too,
like in Clue, when
like the part where he's like, it was me, she had nothing to do with it, and then he shoots him, and they fight, and then he's like, I knew it wasn't him because he didn't hit my major artery. I'm like, okay, like,
yeah,
this is just stupid.
I like how they do like Clue. Like, I wish that they would bring one like back like that because I thought Clue. Oh, maybe we should watch it. Have you ever watched Clue?
No.
You've never watched Clue? Oh, okay. We'll watch Clue next time, and then we'll do it on the next podcast. What's your quote of the day? My quote of the day is everybody.
That was the fastest sentence.
My quote of the day is everybody should watch Clue.
That's not a quote.
Oh,
sorry. Do a better one.
One is not true unless they have watched Clue.
It's a little better.
Yeah, you do one.
I don't have a quote prepared.
I just off the top of your head.
Come back to me.
That's your quote of the day?
Yeah, it just come back to me.
How about
later.
like drink water?
That's advice.
Okay. Oh yeah, we have advice on the day too. Yeah. My advice of the day is, let's see. My advice of the day is, if you're feeling anxious, find something to distract yourself, or find somebody to distract you.
Okay. My advice of the day would be, to
It could be anything. It could be like eat a cracker a day, keeps the dog away.
yeah, but I want to give like genuine advice.
Mine just random, like off the top of my head.
Yeah, I know. I'm not very good at the random improv. Would be to try Earl Grey tea and make it with almond milk, vanilla almond milk in it, and either a little bit of honey or a little bit of sugar. And it tastes really good, like Fruit Loops.
Well, only her.
And also, I would like to give advice to Tim Hortons, and I would like to tell them to please get almond milk because they don't have any, and I can never get drinks there.
So Tim Hortons, if you're listening, like if the CEO is.
My advice is, yeah.
Actually, I was in the middle of saying this.
Soy milk sucks.
I was in the middle of saying this the other day, but then I was like driving. I think I yelled at like a driver when we were driving. But I didn't yell at the driver, but it was like, ah!
He yelled.
Yeah, I didn't yell at the driver though. Anyways, and I was saying that the number one marketing manager of McDonald's was recently taken by Tim Hortons. Like they basically like offered him a bunch of money and was like, come over to us and like tell us like your ways. And like people are like, oh, there's like this huge like thing between like Tim Hortons and McDonald's. I'm like, ha 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 ha, good, because like in our area, like McDonald's just came in, and like Tim Hortons has been around for like a long time in our city, and I'm like, I really want them to like not sell crappy food and start focusing on like making sure that they're like half McDonald's, half Tim Hortons, half Wendy's, because like I feel like that'd be good. Because I don't understand how why Tim Hortons, like I was reading this article how like Tim Hortons has like used to be like more popular than it is now, even though it seems a lot busier. It was a lot more popular because Tim Hortons is like it's like Dunkin' Donuts, right? When you go to Dunkin' Donuts, you're not going to be like, hi, can I have a cheeseburger? Do you know what I mean? And so people were saying that Tim Hortons used to be that place where people would go for like baked goods and stuff like that, and then it fell out of that, and Burger King bought it in the States, and then since then they were like, oh, we got to like put stuff that people like that. So they basically wanted to make it so they could buy like food, and they could buy more like, you know, desserts, like less desserts and more kind of food related stuff, so it could be like a one-stop shop. And people are like, they got to go back to their roots and stuff, and like be Tim Hortons, but maybe have like a guaranteed Wendy's in the Tim Hortons. I'm like, that's such a better idea. Have half and half, have half Wendy's and half Tim Hortons. They could both still be in the same area, but like you would order at separate kiosks. And I'm like, that's honestly a much better idea. Right? So that's my story of the day.
They have those.
They do have them, but like they need to make more of them and like in a smaller area. So basically, like a Tim Hortons would be like guaranteed to be half and half whenever you go to there. Be kind of a cool thing, I think.
Yeah.
I think it is.
I think they're franchised, right? So it might be the individual store owner's decision if they want to do that or not.
Yeah. Like, of course, that would be the case, but yeah. And that's it for time. We don't have anything for time travel because,
why is time travel?
So time travel is basically like it's quoted because it means like you talk about like your previous podcasts and stuff like that. So if you want to like explain like how your podcast has been, today I was like, I'm gonna update some titles because like these podcasts are like all over the place. Like the titles were like so weird. So now they're like actually like in the titles it tells you what the thing is. Because I was like, I wonder if people go to search for podcasts, can they like even see ours on there? So before it was just like the Rachel and Travis Show, episode 1, episode 2. Now it says like episode 1, and then like what we talked about. I'm like, it's so much better now to search. But yeah, and then also now our podcast is on like Overcast, I believe, as well too. So we're on like 8 different podcast websites and apps. So pretty exciting about that. Almost getting close to about 100 listens, which is pretty sweet, I think. So yeah, it's not bad at all. And yeah, so it's going pretty good. I'm definitely liking the podcast. I think it's really cool. I think it's cool. Don't laugh at my coolness. You think it's cool too?
It's pretty cool.
I think it's pretty cool. Exciting stuff. Eventually, we will have our own microphone that'll be over here. So that's going to be pretty interesting because right now we use the one for D&D. But we're getting close to the goal on my stream, and what I'm going to do with my extra microphone after it's going to be attached to here, so then we can use it right in front of us. What do you think about that?
That should be good.
What do you think about that?
I think in the next week we should try and get a guest.
A guest? Okay, that'd be kind of cool. What do you guys think? If you guys want to see us have a guest, or if you're listening, you want to have us get a guest, tell us who you want, and we'll get them. But it can't be Johnny Depp though. No. So. No. But anyways, guys, we'll see you guys in the next one. Big round of applause. Woo! Woo!
Okay, have a nice Sunday.
We'll see you guys next week, and have a great Sunday. And don't forget, what did I say? What was my quote of the day again? Drinking water or something?
I don't remember.
I don't know. Anyways, see you soon. Quote of the day.